Hello, good morning, good morning. Just finishing up the presentation. Oh my god. How was your door knocking?
It was good. I had one interesting situation. I had someone tell me to use an expletive and slam the door in my face, but overall, the rest of the folks were nice. I have two individuals gave me their cell phone numbers. They're thinking about it maybe in about a year. Just right now is not the time. But I did get their contact information. We had some good conversation. So I asked them if I can put them on my email list, and they agreed to be on my monthly email list. So I'm just going to keep that relationship.
That's pretty good.
Recording in progress.
Okay, let me see. So right now we have 13 people, so we're gonna wait a little bit before we start. Speaker. Okay. So you got a couple leads, right?
Yeah, I got a couple leads. Nothing in the immediate future, but it sounds like it's something that I'm going to have to nurture over the next few months. And one of them told me that he was possibly thinking about selling in about a year because him and his wife are going to move to was it Tennessee? I think it was Tennessee.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions? Any celebration, any progress, any problems that you want to go over? Okay, we have almost 19 people. Okay, so we're gonna start. Share the screen.
Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
Okay, so we're gonna start. So today we're gonna talk about leveraging listings for more listings. Because last time I thought we were gonna talk about hiring, but I'm thinking we should still put this session in, because once you get a listing, what most agents don't know is that if you're just gonna get a listing and you're gonna sell the home, then you're wasting that listing. Instead, what you can do is use that listings to get more listings. Usually, once you have a listing, you can get at least minimum of 3 listings. So if you can leverage that listing, then it's very, very efficient, and it also saves a lot of money, and it's gonna multiply your business. So that's why I said, we need to take a more closer look into this so you can take advantage of this strategy. Okay, so there's 5 major sections: pre-marketing, listing on MLS, open house marketing, at the open house, and the sold marketing. So pre-marketing. For pre-marketing, we have the preparation, we have the seller preparation. You're gonna market on social media, and the offers that you need to have, and also the retargeting. So for pre-marketing preparation, so usually what I do is once I've assigned the listing on the spot, then I'm gonna install the lockbox right there. I usually have the lockbox in my car. So what you can do is, depending on what you install, maybe you're gonna install the Supra or the combo lockbox. The reason I install lockbox is for the service providers. For example, termite people, a home inspection or appraisal. So if the owner is not home, so they can access the lockbox. That way you don't have to drive back and forth to go open the door. So usually what I do is, right after I sign the listings, I take pictures with my phone immediately. This way, I think I answered this question before. This way I can start pre-marketing right away, right after I leave the listing presentation. And you want to tell the seller what to do to prepare for the home, for the open house, for photo taking, and also immediately we're gonna order the professional photo. We're gonna reserve a time with the photographer. We're gonna ask the seller when's a good time to take photo, and also usually after I take the listing, usually I come out, I just sit in the car and I start writing the description. That way, we have the description ready. I already took the photo with my phone. That way we can start pre-marketing right away. And because I have some team members, right? So I make a description. I make an instruction document on Zillow, and not Zillow, on Google Doc. Then I share the document to all the team members. That way, everybody knows what price we should sell the home for. What's the description? What's the special instruction? What the seller want? What's the reason seller is selling their home? And then obviously we're gonna order the sign installation as soon as possible, because you want to get the signs out there. For example, I sold one home. I forgot the city, but we usually put the sign out as soon as possible. So this actually it happened more than a few times. Because we already put the sign out there, so some people, they drove by, so they saw the home, so the home is already sold even before we do the open house. So it's very important to you you put out the for sale sign as soon as possible. And another thing I do is usually I have some signs in my car. So usually after I sign the listings, I come out, I get the sign from my car and then put out the sign right away. Because think about it, if you have a sign, it's a free advertising. It's you don't have to pay any money. You just order the sign. So maybe you're gonna pay for the installation, but that's like peanuts, right? It's maybe $30. So as long as the sign is there, it's free advertising for you. Especially if some of the homes, they're on a major street, so people drive by every day, they can see your sign. So it's very important that you put up the sign as soon as possible. So seller preparation for the open house, for the photo shoot. So you want them to remove all expensive items, for the open house, and also for the photo shoot, you want them to clear all countertops, declutter all the extra items. I usually tell them I don't need to take picture for all the rooms, so they could either, because sometimes when you go to the owner's home, they have a lot of stuff. So if it's has too much furniture, too much stuff, it's gonna make the home look small, and the photo shoot is not gonna look good, right? So usually what I tell them is, try to move all the extra items into the garage. If you do not have the space in the garage, you can even just put all the items in one of the rooms or bedrooms, because we're not gonna shoot the picture of all the bedrooms. We're only gonna shoot the master bedroom, master bathroom, the kitchen, the living area, and the backyard. So try to make the home look as clean as possible and remove as much item as possible. For social media, usually for the pre-marketing, we have a checklist. We have a pre-marketing checklist. We want to get on YouTube as soon as possible. The reason you want to get on YouTube is because many of the real estate website nowadays, they're blocking the listing agent information. So when they block the listing agent information, the buyer, they cannot find you directly. I think the only website that's showing listing agent contact is Redfin. All the other websites, they're purposely blocking seller listing agent information because they want to capture the buyer leads and they want to sell that leads to you, to the agents. To avoid that, one trick you can use is to, as soon as you sign the listing, upload a video, either a video or a picture slide of the home. And the name of the video is gonna be the exact street address of the property, and followed by your name and your phone number. When you upload this YouTube video, you must upload the YouTube video before you upload to MLS. Because let's say if you upload to MLS first, then the home listing is gonna get transferred to all the major websites. So if you don't upload the YouTube listing, the video first, you upload the MLS first. When people search for the address, they're not gonna find you. They're gonna find all those other websites. Because some buyers, they don't want to. Sometimes they may not want to call the listing agent, firsthand. So maybe they're gonna search the address. So if I put my YouTube video first, when they search the address, I'm gonna show up on the first page of Google, because Google and YouTube, they're the same company, right? So that's why it's very crucial that you wanna upload a video of the home as soon as possible. So we're gonna pre-market on social media. You're gonna create a blog for the. Okay, George, you have a question?
Yeah, my question is, how long does it take do you know how long it takes once you upload it on YouTube, when it'll be the search engine on Google? Do you happen to
I don't know exactly how long, but it's usually pretty quick. I think it just takes a couple hours. So that's very important. You do never upload to MLS unless you have uploaded to YouTube. It's very crucial. Because if you upload to MLS first, anybody search the address, you will not show up on the first page for sure. But if you upload to YouTube first, then you will show up on the first page. Then when they search the address, they're gonna see your video, they're gonna see your name, they're gonna see your phone number. That's the cheapest way, the most efficient way to get on the first page of Google when people search for the property address. Okay? So YouTube marketing, we'll talk about that, right? Upload a video with address as the name. And if you want more exposure, maybe you can pay for the marketing. For example, let's say if your home is in Pasadena, then you can maybe pay for the YouTube marketing. So this is an example of the videos. But remember, the video doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, it could be, if you don't have a video, it could be a slide shot of the pictures, or it could be a video from your phone too. So not all my videos are like this. So this is so this video is for like more expensive homes. Like for some other homes, you can just take video with your phone. That's okay too. Or you can, if you don't have the video, just make the video with all the photos. Make a slide, like a slide view. But make sure, no matter what you do, make sure you put up the video before you upload to MS. And also, you want to have the right offers when you do the marketing. You want to make sure to say, buy this home and a trade, because a lot of people, when they buy a home, they have a home to sell. So that's another way to get you more listings. Remember, when you have a listing, remember the name of this session, right? Leverage listing to get more listings. So you got to keep it in the back of your mind. When you have a listing, you need to leverage this listing to get more listings. So one way to leverage listing to get more listing is to solicit the buyers that has a home to sell. So for example, buy this home and trade. For example, upgrade to this home and the Ray will buy yours. So, because 80% of the buyers, when they buy a home, they have a home to sell, because they need the proceeds from the selling of their home to buy another home. Usually most of the time they're, upgrading. For example, like they have more kids, they want to buy a bigger home. Right now they're living in a condo and they want to, buy a bigger house, buy a single family house. Sometimes they're downgrading. For example, they're retiring, they want to sell their bigger house. They want to buy a one-story home. So that's why remember, 80% of the buyers have a home to sell. So that's why when you have a listing, it's a very good opportunity for you to leverage the listings to get more listings. So here are some of the offers, right? Buy this home and trade, or upgrade to this home and Ray will buy yours. Or another one is you can own this home for 20 whatever amount of money with taxes and insurance. So basically you want to use this opportunity, use the listing you have to get more listings. So before we talk about pre-marketing, right? So basically what we talked about before, that's everything you do even before you put on an MLS. So sometimes maybe if you do it right, maybe the home's already sold before you put on MLS, right? Because here's the reason you want to do it is because one reason is obviously more exposure, like we talk about on YouTube. Another reason you want to do it is you don't want to waste the initial 1 week of a golden period, because let's say if you just put on the MLS right away, the time starts ticking, right? The longer it sits on MLS, the harder it's gonna be for you to sell. So that's why you wanna do pre-marketing before you list on MLS. Any questions so far with pre-marketing? Okay. So for listing on MLS, we have the pricing strategy. We're gonna go with the number accuracy, MLS upload, the perfect pictures, the perfect description, how to sell overpriced home, and listing on Zillow. For pricing strategy, if the home price is overpriced, it's gonna be very hard to sell. The market is changing. I don't know if everybody can feel it. If it's overpriced, it's not gonna sell. So you must make sure that it's not overpriced. Also, you want to stay with the whole number. For example, let's say if the home is worth $1 million, you want to recommend the seller do not list over $1 million. A lot of times people search in whole numbers, right? They search, for example, 800,000 to 900,000. They search for 700 to 800,000. They search for 900 to $1 million. So you do not want to list at a number that's over a whole number. And obviously, you want to list it at either market price or below market price. So below market price is the best. Even $50,000 or even $30,000 below market price. That's the best, because you're gonna get more interest. That's how you can get multiple offers. And also another matrix you want to know. You want to know how much more or less the buyers are willing to pay in the area. For example, let's say if the market, there's a whole bunch of buyers that recently bought homes. For example, let's say if you look at Rancho Cucamonga, there's 20 buyers that recently bought homes. You want to see these 20 buyers, are they overpaying the asking price, or are they buying below the asking price? The actual price they paid. If you look at that number, then you will know what strategy will work in the area. For example, let's say if everybody is if everybody is paying less than the asking price, then if you're gonna try to recommend the seller to list at a lower price and hoping people to bid up, that's not gonna happen, because in that area nobody is overbidding. That's why you want to look at that number. It's very important. Only if you know that number, then you can give the seller a good recommendation. Because I know what a lot of agents do. They every time they go meet with the seller, they say, "Oh, why don't you list it lower?" And then we're gonna have people bid up the price. But in some areas that doesn't happen. That's the buyer's not doing that. That's why you need to research. Also, you want to monitor the Zillow views and the saves. Usually, what we do is as soon as we put the property on the market, we'll monitor the Zillow views and the saves. Usually, if we can get 1,000 views on the first day, it means everything is pretty okay. It's like, the pricing is okay, the picture is okay, the description is okay. If we do not get 1,000 views on the first day, or if we only get like a couple hundred views, that means something's wrong. Either the price is not right, or the picture is not right, the description is not right. Something's wrong. You gotta change, make the changes right away. Because let's say if you put it on Zillow online, and the first day view on Zillow is only 200, and you don't make any changes, and you just let it sit there for like a month, then you're done, because the best time is already gone. There's no way to save it. So that's why you want to keep close monitoring of the numbers, the views on Zillow. If it's really low view, you want to see where you can change and pivot quickly, so that you can make increase the exposure. So let's say if the view is really bad and you don't have much view, and then you need to reduce the price. That's why we talked about have the seller sign the pre-price reduction form. That way you can just reduce the price right away. You don't have to ask them for the permission. Okay. Anybody else any question here? Okay. So you must make sure when you put on MLS, you must make sure the numbers are correct. For example, a lot of situations, especially for the older homes, for example, let's say if the original square foot is 1,500, they added a $500 square foot additional square foot was a permit, but that doesn't show online. So in that situation, I see this happen all the time, where the agent doesn't check and the seller didn't tell them. So they sell the home, they put it on MLS as 1,500 square foot. And the price is gonna look overpriced, because a lot of buyers, they look at the price per square foot. If you only have 1,500 square foot, if you're selling the home for $1 million, then when people see it, it's gonna look like it's $750 per square foot. That's too expensive. But that's why you need to make sure you maximize the square footage legally, right? So if there is addition, 500 square foot addition, you want to make sure you upload the MLS listing as 2,000 square foot. That way the price per square foot become $500. It looks much better than the $750. That makes a big difference. The difference is whether you're gonna sell the home or not sell the home, and you're gonna make the commission or not make the commission. So you want to make sure to always, if it has additional square footage, you want to make sure you demonstrate that additional square footage. And also, as far as bathroom, also you want to make sure if it has more bedroom and more bathroom, you want to include that. And for the half bathrooms, when you advertise, you can just say one, because it is a bathroom, right? So let's say if the home has a 2-bedroom, 2 full bath, and a 1 half bath. In that situation, don't say 2.5, just say 3. It's gonna look so much better, right? MLS upload. You want to make sure to add a video link, upload it. Make sure to update social media input, because on the MLS description, there is a MLS section, and then there's a social media section. So you want to, for the social media section, you want to input more information, because every time you upload to MLS, your listing information is going to be transferred to thousands of websites. So it's very important you're going to put more effort into that social media section. The description, the video link, everything, you want to put a lot of information in there. That way it's going to get transferred to all the major websites. Again, okay. When you first put the home on the MLS, no private showing before the open house. The reason for that is you want to make sure all the buyers come to the open house in this one time slot. That way it's going to look like it's very, popular, the home is gonna look like it's got a lot of traffic. So no showing, no separate showing before the first open house. The pictures, when I do it, I only upload 7 pictures. The secret of which picture to pick is that the picture has to worth more than the price. For example, let's say if the price is $1 million, the picture you upload has to look like the home is worth $1.2 million or $1.5 million. Okay, and the first picture must always be the selling point. Let's say if the home has a view, then the first picture must be the view. What I see a lot of agents do is that they put the they just put the outside of the home as the first picture all the time. You cannot do that. You gotta put the selling point as the first picture always. For example, let's say if the home has a view, you want to put the view picture as the first picture, the main picture, because online there's so many homes. People, the buyers, they have no time to check out everyone. The only way to catch their attention quickly is to have a really good picture, the main picture, and the description. Okay, because they're gonna, let's say if the picture has a view, it stops them. Then they're gonna scroll down to look at the description. So that's why for the description, you want the beginning of the description to be the selling point too. And also for the pictures, do not include any pictures with any negative features. For example, let's say if the home has a stairway facing the door, you do not want to upload a picture. It's like when you go dating, right? When you go to dating website, are you gonna put your ugly picture on a dating website? No, right? All the people you see on the dating site, they're not gonna put 50 pictures. Like all the agents, they put like 50 pictures. Sometimes like the picture with the thumb in the picture of their cell phone. You cannot do that. You do not need all the pictures. Just upload the nice pictures. It's like dating. When you go to dating website, everybody put up their most pretty picture, right? Only maybe 5 or 7 the most. That's what you want to do. The same thing with when you're selling a home, right? You want to sell. Here's the thing: it's a 2-step process, right? It's a first step. You want people at least pay attention to your listing online. Then the second step, you want to bring them to the open house. So that's why when you try to package the listing online, you want to make it picture perfect. So here's the example. This is one of the listings I have now. So the market price for this home is actually before we put it online, Zillow estimate was like $980,000. But the seller wanted to sell $1.1 million. As you can see, it's not a straightforward sell because the price the seller want is higher than the market price. So what I did is they wanted 1.1 million. So I put when I put online, I first listed at 1.1. Then once the 1.1 price is established, I quickly reduce it to 1,150,000. The reason why do I want to do that? Somebody tell me, why do I want to do that? Why do I list at 1.1 and then reduce 50,000?
It's a psychological thing where they dropped the price.
Exactly.
So it's the deal.
Exactly. Remember, everything we're doing online, we're trying to create the perception of a deal. That's the key. Everything you do, like everything I talked about so far, the description, the picture, the uploading strategy, everything we're doing here, we're going after one purpose. We're trying to create a perception of deal. Why do you want to create a perception of deal? Because only if people perceive it as a deal, then they're going to come to the open house. If they think the home is overpriced, they're not going to come, right? So that's why for this home, the market value initial, the estimate was 980, but the seller wants to sell at 1.1. Then I told the seller, I say, hey, if you're going to just put 1.1, it's going to be hard to sell because nobody's going to come. They're going to think it's overpriced. Then the seller say, oh, okay, then I'm gonna agree to sell at 1.05. I'm okay with that because for this kind of higher range price home, it's not that easy for people to bid up. So because the seller wanted 1.1, if we put that 1 million, I don't think people is gonna bid up at $100,000 in that area. Okay, so that's why when the seller agreed to list it at to sell the home at to list the home at 1,050,000, then what I did is I first upload at 1.1 million, then I reduce 50,000, and then like George said, then it shows that we have a 50,000 reduction. So when people see that, they perceive it to be something that's positive, it to be a deal. And also, when you do that, it shows that it gives the buyers the impression that the seller is negotiable, that the seller is motivated, right? If I don't do that, if I just upload to 1,050,000 right away, it doesn't show price reduction, and the 1,005,000 is like $70,000 higher than the estimate of $980,000. Then nobody's gonna look at it. Nobody's gonna come because they think it's overpriced, right? So, and the funny thing is, when we first put on Zillow, before we put on Zillow, the Zillow estimate for this home was $980,000. But once we upload at 1.1 million and we reduce it to 1,050,000, the estimate actually increased to as you can see, increased to $1.1 million and $9,600. I don't know how that happened. Maybe because when I first upload the listing, I uploaded at $1.1 million. Maybe that's the case. I don't know. But now you see, then people, you have to do this. I'm trying to share with you how to sell a home when it's overpriced. You got to use these strategies. If you do not, you're just going to upload whatever and just wait for people to see. It's going to be hard to sell. So this is how you sell the home when it's overpriced. Okay. So now, as you can see, when people look at these numbers, it looks like a good deal, right? $1,050,000 price reduction, and the estimate is $1.1 million, $9,600, right? So that's what you want to create. You want to create a perception of a deal. So we're going to look at the pictures. As you can see the picture, right? I said no more than 7 pictures. What's the first picture? Why do I put this picture as the first picture? Why?
Because that's what makes the house sell. It's the view of the mountains with the snow.
Exactly.
Selling.
The first picture has to be a selling point. All the time I see. So yesterday I went to a home in Newport Coast. The agent is actually the owner himself. He has been selling this home for like half a year. He has a wonderful view of the home. He did upload the picture of the view, but he put that picture of the view as the last picture. So when you look at the first picture, nobody knows this home has a view, and he doesn't put that in the description. So, and just to let you know, FYI, a home with a view, without a view, the price difference could be as little as $500,000, as much as $1 million between the home with a view and without a view. So the first picture has to be the best picture. The first picture has to show the biggest selling point of the home. Okay. And also, if the picture doesn't look nice, you don't even need to post it. You don't need to have a picture of every section of the home. Let's say if the master bathroom looks really bad, if the picture looks really awful, do not upload it. Because when you upload it, when people see the picture look awful, they're not going to come. But if you do not upload the master bathroom picture, they will come because they're very curious. Okay, I like the other part of this home, but I don't know what the master bathroom look like. So I'm going to come to the open house and take a look, right? Because sometimes just because the picture is offered doesn't mean the home is offered, right? So that's why the key is you want to make sure they come to the open house. It's a 2-step process, right? You got to let them see it first online, let them find you online first, and then fish them in. It's like fishing, right? You try to fish them in. The goal is you want to make sure they come. So as long as they come, here's the thing, right? Let's say if we have 10 offers, sometimes the seller tell me, oh, I want to make sure I qualify every buyer. I said, don't do it. Don't do it. I said, we don't care if they're qualified or not. Let's say if we get 10, because we want to make sure, we want to encourage everybody to make an offer. Even doesn't matter if they qualify or not qualify. We want to make sure everybody to make the offer. Let's say if we have 10 offers, even if 9 of the offers are not qualified, we don't care. Because we want as many offers as possible. That's way, we can tell people, hey, we have 10 offers. That way we can tell the buyer that's qualified, we tell that buyer, say, hey, we have 10 offers. We have this offer is $1.1 million. Would you would you be agreed to match this price? It doesn't even matter if the person that made off $1.1 million is qualified or not. We just want the offers so we can tell the other buyers, we have this offer. So as you can see, I'm putting the first picture as the the view, and also I'm selecting this picture because the high ceiling. So you want you want to emphasize the selling points, right? The high ceiling, that's what people like, right? And also so for this home, I didn't even upload the front of the picture because this home, the exterior picture color, it doesn't look very modern. It's like one of those dark, brown color. It doesn't look nice. So I didn't even upload the front of the exterior of the home. Like I said earlier, right? If it doesn't look good, do not even include it. You don't need all the pictures. So that's why I uploaded this side picture with some flowers and the trees, so it looks actually nicer. So if they want to see the inside of the home, then they need to come, right? Or if they want to see the outside of the home, they need to come. Any question about this, about the pictures? Yeah, go ahead.
I have a quick question here.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm not sure, my standing is correct now, but I barely remember they're saying is CRM request, you have to have the front door, that building picture on MS. Is that true?
Okay, so here's the thing about the MLS, okay? The MLS is basically a Nazi. They're like a gangsters, okay? They have all these laws, regulations. They want you to, for me, I'm not telling you to do what I do, but here's what I do. My goal is to do the best for the seller. Because I'm not answering to MLS. I'm answering to the seller. Because the seller is paying me. MLS is not paying me, okay? So I'm going to do what's best for the seller. Sometimes, even if there's a violation, if I have to pay for a fine, I'm okay. Let's say if I pay $100 fine, but I make $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. I don't care. As I make $50,000, I pay $100 fine. It's okay. Even if I pay $1,000 fine, that's okay. But I'm not telling you to do this. This is what I think because I'm working for the seller. I'm not working for the MLS. MLS, they have a whole bunch of rules. They have this rule, that rule. If it's gonna, please them, you don't need to work anymore. That's what I think. So you can decide what you want to do. Okay. Did I answer your question? Okay, we're gonna move on. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so description. We're gonna talk about description. So the description is the same along the same line as the picture. You want to show the selling point as quickly as possible, as early as possible. You want to make it appear to be a deal. You want to show that it's a deal. So for example, look at this description. So this is a description that we have for this home. So the biggest selling point for this home is actually Victoria Garden. Actually, we should have put the Victoria Garden as the first picture. We should add the picture of Victoria Garden too. So now it kind of reminded me. So Madeline, Jen, are you in this group too? If you are, make sure you add the picture of the Victoria Garden into the Zillow and the MLS, okay? Because that's a major selling point. So this one, the first sentence, right? Buy this home and trade. Because why? Because we want to, attract the buyers that have a home to sell, right? And then this one, the major selling point, master bedroom downstairs. Some people, they want master bedroom downstairs. What's another major selling point? Just a few minutes walk from Victoria Garden, right? So a lot of people, this perceived to be a very strong selling point. A lot of people want to buy a home nearby Victoria Gardens. That's why we talk about this in the beginning, right? So what I see a lot of agents do is they usually have a same format. They talk about the home first, then they talk about location first. Don't do that. If the location is your big selling point, then stay in the beginning. That way people can see it. You know what I mean? And also we talk about tucked in the secluded street on a private corner lot. Why do I say that? Because safety, right? So for a home that's like a everyday home, you want to emphasize safety. For a luxury home, you want to emphasize the high ceiling. So for example, this home is not a complete luxury home, but it's a $1 million range. So we also talk about the luxury factor. For example, splendid high ceiling in the living room. High ceiling, right? That's a big selling point too. It's 9 square schools. So if you notice, in the beginning, 3 or 4 sentences is all about the major selling point, the biggest selling point. So it's very important. And also another thing to do for the description, do not say anything that's not important. Do not talk about redundant information. oh, this home is 3-bedroom, 4-bath. Don't say that, because people already know how many bedroom, how many bathroom. People already know how big it is. Do not include the useless information. You want to make sure to emphasize the selling point of the home in the description. Do not repeat anything that people already know. Do not waste that, that paragraph. Any more question about description? So I'll say a little bit more. For the average price range home, you want to talk about the safety, you want to talk about the convenience, you want to talk about privacy. So for the luxury home, you want to talk about the prestige, you want to talk about the privacy, you want to talk about a gated area, you want to talk about, so there's people that's buying home in a different price range, they have a different, demand, right? Any other questions? Okay, we're gonna move on, okay? Okay, so we actually already talked about this, so I'm gonna go through it quickly again. How to sell a home that's overpriced. So if the home is, let's say if the home is worth $1 million, seller wants to sell at $1,150,000, you list it at $1.1 million, then you reduce the price to $1,050,000 after Zillow have record of $1.1 million, so it shows the price reduction, and the Zillow estimate will catch up to your listing price. I think it does, okay? So if it still doesn't sell, then you need to ask seller to reduce the price. When you list on Zillow, so actually nowadays you cannot list on Zillow anymore, it's all automatic, and you cannot make changes on Zillow anymore. Before, like a couple years ago, you were able to make changes and update directly on Zillow. Now they do not allow you to do that anymore. So the only way you can make changes on Zillow is by making changes on MLS. And then MLS will, it will transfer data to Zillow. And one thing to remember, because a couple years ago, Zillow changed, MLS changed. For your listing to show up on Zillow, you have to sign a form, I think a release form with MLS. Till nowadays, I still see some agents that they list a home but never show up on Zillow because they never signed that form. You want to make sure to sign that form so that your home lists on Zillow. Because if it doesn't list on Zillow, then you're doing the seller a big disservice. So again, you want to make sure the first picture is the selling point on Zillow. You want to make sure the description is the right description. You want to make sure that it shows the price drop. So sometimes, let's say if the seller wants you to increase the price, then let's say, because I have this one home, I think we need to make changes. Jane, are you here? Melanie, if you're here, make sure for the field crest in El Monte, you want to make sure that the arrow is down arrow. Because that home we listed at 780, no, we listed at 750, and then we increased to 780. But if you do not do anything about that, then the Zillow is going to show a $30,000 price increase. That's not going to look very good. So in order to show the price drop, let's say if initially I was listed at 750, if seller wants to increase at 780, what you need to do is increase to 790 and then drop another 10,000 to 980. That way it will show the down arrow. It will show down arrow on MLS. It will also show a price drop on Zillow. You always want to see the price drop on Zillow. Because let's say if it shows a price increase on Zillow, the buyers, they don't even want to bother with it because they think the seller is not serious, right? And also, on the MLS, when you look at the listing list, you will see the down arrow, up arrow. That's a price drop, price increase too. The agents, sometimes they kind of skip the homes that has a price arrow up because they don't want to deal with seller that's difficult, right? Okay, anybody have any question on listing on Zillow? Okay, open house marketing. So for the open house marketing, you only want to advertise online 30 minutes open house. Maximum 1 hour. Let me tell you why. I don't know did I share with you guys about this before? So most agents, they do a 3-hour open house. The problem with that people, buyers, they're just taking their time. Sometimes they ask you can you wait for 30 minutes? Even if you have 3-hour open house, they're still going to come late. And every time when they come, nobody's around. So they think nobody wants the home. So that's why online, you want to advertise 30 minutes only. That way, everybody's motivated to come because they don't want to miss the open house. Another good thing is that when you have a short time window, then when they come, they see all the buyers nearby. Then they're gonna be more motivated because they're worried that other buyers overbid the home. So they're gonna be more motivated. So that's why online, you always say 30 minutes or maximum 1 hour. But of course, if there's more buyer, then you can stay for longer. Like last year, I sold a home in Los Angeles. We put online for 30 minutes. We had 200 people, 200 buyers came. We end up staying for 3 hours. So online, only write a short open house period. For the marketing, you want to update all social media of the open house. You want to text blast the neighborhoods, the buyers, 2 days before, at least 1 or 2 days before. You want to email broadcast all buyers. You want to put up the open house sign as soon as possible, preferably the night before, if not the morning of the open house. Also, if you have time, you can distribute the flyers to the neighbors the morning before the open house. So this is sample flyers I use. So I have the selling point here on top, master bedroom downstairs. So this flyer is meant for the potential seller to see, right? Because there's every time we do open house, the owners in the neighborhood, they're gonna come to the open house. When they think of selling the home, they want to come to check out how you do the open house. So that's why I say here, get at least 5% more money for your home. And then I have the address and the time of the open house. And down here, I have a link. If they scan it, they can check out how much their home is worth. That way I can capture their information. So scan QR code to see how much your home is worth. Any question about this? Okay. So open house.
Actually, I have a. Oh,
yeah. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, it looks like on your next slide you're going to talk about it. In terms of text blasting the neighborhood, where are you getting those numbers? I'm assuming it's some type of public information.
No, we got the number from because we have RedX for the expired cold call.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, for the RedX, there is an option you can pay. There is an extra feature you can pay. It's called a GeoLead. So you just pay for that extra feature. Then when you search the GeoLead, it will pull up the numbers of the neighbors.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, open house marketing. Like I said earlier, right? Only advertise 30 minutes. Update all social media, text blast neighbors. Okay, text blast. You want to text blast all status change. New listing, open house, buyer looking in the area. At the open house. Anybody have any question about open house marketing? Okay, now we're gonna talk about what to do at the open house. Okay. So remember, the goal of the open house is not to sell the actual home. It's to get leads, to get seller leads and buyer leads. So it's not about selling the home. It's best for getting the listings actually. So the chance a buyer will buy at the home, the actual home is very low, but the prospective buyers, sellers will visit and check you out. Okay. So before the open house, you want a seller to prepare this preparations. The home must be priced correctly. If it's overpriced, it's not gonna have a good turnout. You want to check Zillow for view counts. You want to install open house signs. Materials you want to have is install open house signs. Materials you want to have is shoe covers, hand sanitizers. So agent needs to prepare this, sign sheet, brochures. Okay, the open house process. When the buyers come, you want to ask them questions and collect information. Ask them to sign the sign-up sheet before showing the home. So when you show then you're gonna show the home. I'm gonna have one more slide talk about the what to do and not to do when you show in the open house. So after they finish the open house, then you're gonna ask them for feedback, and then you're gonna try to make an appointment with them. If they have a home to sell, then you're gonna try to make an appointment with them. If they're willing to work with you as a buyer's agent, then you want to make an appointment with them. And then after the open house, you want to follow up. Call them to see if they want to make an offer or if they have any questions. Okay, open house script. So when the buyers approach the home, you say, okay, can you fill out this form? Then basically they're gonna fill out the name, phone number, and email. And then you want to ask them, do you have a home to sell before you buy? Because you want to know if they're a seller, right? If they say yes, then you say, what's the address? Then you write it down. then they're gonna go walk the house. So after they finish look at the house, so here's the thing: when they're walking the house, you don't want to like follow them the whole way. You want to give them, freedom, give them some room to wander on their own, to check out the house on their own. Maybe if you see that they're almost done, then you can come up and talk and chat with them to get some feedback. So do not ask the open-ended question. Sometimes a lot of agents say, "Oh, how do you like the home?" They say yes, no, then it's done. Don't do that. For example, one question you can ask: on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you score this home? Right? Then they say, oh, maybe 7, 8. Then you will have a much better idea on how much do they like the house, right? And also, you can add, if you want to figure out more about what they want, right? So you say, what did you like about this home, or what did you not like about this home? These are good questions for you to know what they're looking for, right? And also, what's the most important, for the home that you're looking for. So the open house do's and don'ts. Do not follow buyers all the way. You want to give them some room for them to check it out on their own. So also, if they refuse to give you information, you can actually refuse to show them the home. Let's say if they don't want to give you information, you say, okay, actually the seller requested that anyone that comes to the open house needs to sign in for security purpose. So if they don't sign, you can refuse to show them the home, okay? And also do not ask yes or no questions. So after you sold the home, remember, everything we're talking about here is how to leverage listings to get more listings. Okay, so when you get a listing, you're not just gonna sell the home and make that commission. What you want is sell the home, make the commission, and get 3 more listings, or 4 more listings, 5 more listings. So sold marketing, get the 3 R's: sold sign installation, sold marketing on social media, sold marketing videos, sold postcards. What's the 3 R's? Reviews, repeat, referrals, worksheet cost, fan base. So usually you want to get a review when they're most happiest. Usually, during each deal, there's always, it's very rare that something doesn't go wrong. So if you're going to try to get them a good review from them at the end, a lot of times maybe they're not going to be happy to give you the review. So you want to ask for the review when they're the most happiest, when they're most satisfied with you. That's when the home is sold. So as soon as the home becomes pending, you want to ask them for the review, okay? You're going to know that, right? So let's say if the seller, most important for them is to sell the home at $1 million. If you sold the home at $1 million, then you have met the expectation, right? So if that's the case, the seller may not be too happy because you just did what you're supposed to do, right? So in that case, maybe they're not going to give you a good review, or maybe they're not going to refer a client to you, or maybe they're not going to buy a home from you again, or have you to help them to sell the home. Let's say if they wanted $1 million, and if you sold their home for $1,050,000, then you have exceeded the expectation. You help them got $50,000 more. So in that case, they're gonna for sure review you, give you a good review, and send you more business and refer you to their friends and family. But do not assume what they want. You gotta make sure you know exactly what they want. Sometimes the seller may want a better price. Sometimes the seller maybe they want to get the home sold faster, or sometimes the seller they want to get the home sold with no hassle. So you have to understand exactly what they're trying to achieve. You have to know exactly what would they consider that their expectation has been met, and then once you know that, then you can exceed the expectation. If you do not even know what they're expecting, how can you exceed the expectation, right? So the key to get the 3 R's is you must exceed the expectation to get the reviews, repeat business, and referrals. And also sometimes we ask for the review, repeat, and referrals. You want to show them that you have worthy cause. You're doing something for the community. You are donating. You're doing something for the society. That way, it shows a good deed, right? Anyone has any question about this? Okay, so this is sold marketing sign. So when we sell a home, we ask the seller, we ask the buyer, can we put this sold sign on your home? So it's gonna stay there. So more sellers or buyers in the neighborhood can call you when they see the sign. So this is sometimes what we post on social media when we sell the home. So if it's sold fast, you want to show it. If it's sold for more than the asking price, you want to show it. because you want to show to the other prospective sellers that you can get more money for them. You can sell the home quickly, right? So for example, this one just sold in 5 days, $25,000 over asking. So this was actually, I think, 1 or 2 years ago. So back then, $25,000 over asking, that's pretty impressive. And getting it sold in 5 days, that's very impressive too. So you can make this kind of marketing, and you can put it online on all the social media, so that to get more sellers. So also, when you get a good review, it's very important to get a review, because when you have a review, it's not just you telling people how good you are, it's your customer telling people how good you are. Okay. So for example, here, we highly recommend Ray Chen. He was very professional and explained everything in detail about the process and sold our home for even more than we were asking for. And he did that in a month. Okay. Okay, postcard mailing, postcard sold marketing. So this is, like we talked about this last time, I think was Edward, right? He was talking about he wanted to spend a $5,000 budget to mail postcard every month. If you do not, initially, if you don't have that kind of budget, just start with sold marketing first, because this way it's not as budget intensive, and also it's more targeted, and the success ratio is going to be much higher, and also you are showing that you already made something a success. You already sold the home successfully, so it's more likely to get people to contact you. So one way I do it is instead of sending out 750 just sold car at once, a more efficient way is as soon as the home become pending, I send the 250 sold postcard at the pending. After another week, I sent another 250 just sold postcard at week 2, and at week 3 I sent another 250 just sold postcard. All these postcards sent to the same people, but 3 times. Because instead of, let's say, if you're gonna send to 1,000 sellers, maybe you're gonna get very low response, because most people, they don't see it, or sometimes they throw it away. But if you send the same seller 3 times the postcard, if they do want to sell home, they're gonna notice, right? So that's why we want to send the postcard with this strategy, with this schedule. So this is an example of the postcard. So if you notice the yellow sticker, I have formal buyers looking to move in the area. Call me if you are thinking of selling. So this is very realistic, right? Because people say, hey, you just sold this home, and you still have 4 buyers. So when the sellers see it, they're very likely to call you. So we have some statistics, and we have the address sold. For this one, we didn't sell for more than the asking, so we didn't say it. But if we sold for more than asking, we're gonna definitely say it. Okay. So on the back side, then we have all the testimonials. So this shows that I'm not bullshitting. I'm not just saying, make stuff up. So if they have some doubt about you, when they turn around, they can see all these reviews from other sellers. Okay, that's it. We did pretty good. So I think we started around 10:15, I think. So now it's 11:04. So any question on what we covered today? And by the way, you guys can follow me on TikTok and YouTube. I cannot emphasize enough, focus on TikTok, because TikTok pretty much right now is like free money. If you post on TikTok, it's pretty much free money, because like for example, one of my video, I got $500,000 views. Not 50,000, 500,000 views on one video. If you're gonna try to do that on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, you're gonna pay a lot of money. You're probably gonna spend at least $1,000 to get that many views. So I did not pay a single dime. So you wanna focus on TikTok. TikTok is the best time to grow. So TikTok right now is like Facebook 10 years ago. So if you're gonna focus on growing it, you can grow a lot of followings. Like I started TikTok. So I think last night my followers increased to 7,000 already. So it's growing very quickly. So take advantage of TikTok, register an account, and just document your life. Like right now we're just document your life. Whatever you do as a realtor, you go into a listing appointment, you go into show a home. Just shoot a short video. It doesn't have to be that long. It's only in 10 minutes, 10 seconds, 15 seconds. And what I found out is actually the shorter video actually perform better, So you don't need to shoot like a 10-minute video, just 10 seconds, 15 seconds. It doesn't take that much time. The important thing on TikTok is frequency. So right now, initially I started by uploading 3 videos a day. Now my goal is to upload 30 videos a day. So, so I haven't been constantly reaching that goal, but there's a couple days I did 30 videos a day. So yesterday I think I uploaded like 28 videos or something. So you want to definitely take advantage of a TikTok because it's a, let's say, so some of you may ask, why do you do TikTok? Here's the thing. If I can, have a following, maybe like for example, 100,000 or a million following, that's like the same equivalence. You have a free billboard on the freeway. You know how much you pay for a billboard on the freeway? At least $10,000 a month. That's like, free money. Anybody have any questions? So keep on doing what's already working for you. So try to, work on get your first listings. Once you get your first listing, then you can leverage that listing to get more listings. Okay. So any questions? We can talk about any.
Yeah, Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Michael. I have a question here.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So I just saw you have a if you guarantee to sell the home.
Yeah.
And if you cannot sell, you can buy it. So can you talk about the strategy of this?
Okay. So here's. Go ahead. Finish. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. How to do it? Can you tell us something about it?
Okay. So for the home guarantee. Here's this couple scenario. So when I go to listing presentation, because usually when we book the appointment, we tell them we have 2 options. We can either buy your home or we can get at least 5% more money for your home. So the only way I'm gonna buy the home. So when I go to listing presentation, I tell them, hey, if you're in a hurry, if you really want to sell the home fast, I have an investment company. We can buy your home, but it's not gonna be at full price. It's gonna be no more than 70% on the dollar, 70 cents on the dollar. That's the only way we're gonna buy your home if you're in a hurry. But if you're not in a hurry, then this option is not the right option for you. If you want to get the most money, then what we can do is we have multiple marketing programs where we can get you at least 5% more money for your home. So which option do you think it works better for you? Which option do you prefer?
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
So that means if the seller is in a hurry and sell the home pretty quick, then you can find a cash buyer or you can buy it with 70% of the price that they want.
Yes,
right?
Yes. For example, let's say if they're in foreclosure, if they don't sell the home, the bank's gonna take the home. Let's say if the bank is gonna take the home, they're gonna lose all their equity. So in that kind of situation, they will be incentivized to sell the home at a 70% on the dollar, right? Because if they don't sell it, then the bank's gonna take the home, and they end up with no equity. If they sell to me, even if they don't make money, even if they don't take any money home, at least I can save their credit. At least they're not gonna have a foreclosure record on their credit score, right? Because if they have a foreclosure on their credit score, they're not gonna be able to buy another home in 5 years, 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
So that way we can save their credit. And if you want to sweeten the deal a little bit more, maybe we can say, okay, let's say if you sell to me at 70% on the dollar, maybe I can give you, if they don't have any equity inside, maybe I can tell them, hey, I can give you 10,000 just to help you out. Or if they have some credit, if they have some equity in the home, then that's even better because they're gonna be able to take some money home if they sell to us, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any other questions?
Yeah, Ray, can you go back to last page, please?
Yeah.
The page before this.
Yeah. This page?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see what's from. Okay, review. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, reviews. So here's the thing. Because there are 2 types of clients, right? There are clients that you already know, and then there's clients you do not know, right? For the clients you do not know, it's very crucial that you have reviews. Because the people that don't know you, if you're just talking about how good you are, they don't believe you, right? They're not gonna believe you because you can make up stuff, right? But if I show them, hey, I have all these reviews, it's not just me saying I'm good, it's the client saying I'm good, right? Then it's much more, believable. And every time when I go to listing presentation, I show the reviews too. For example, it's also depending on what type of personality the person are, the sellers is. For example, if the seller is really critical, they're the engineer type, they're the accountant CPA type. For those people, you want to show as many of this evidence as possible to help them, to convince them that you're not bullshitting, to show them that you are legit, right?
Oh, this is your postcard instead of your presentation page. So you send it like a postcard on your reviews only, or you have the other side, back side is your house?
This is the back side.
Okay, got it.
This is the
Okay, that
front,
makes sense.
this is the back. This is the two sides of the postcard, yeah.
Oh, I see, got it.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
yes, on the postcard, this sticker is really nice. You wanna put this sticker in, yeah. Any other questions? Go register TikTok. You can follow me. It's Ray Chen CO. It's free advertising, free. Anybody else any question? Even no question, we're gonna. Any question? Any feedback? Yeah. So try to go out there, get your first listing. I'm telling you, the first listing is always anytime you do something for the first time is always the hardest. But as soon as you done it for the first time, then everything after that is gonna be so much easier. But when you're trying to do it for the first time, you might fail a couple times. You might give it a try. First time it doesn't work. Maybe you're gonna give it a try a second time, it doesn't work. Maybe you're gonna give it a try a third time, it doesn't work. But as soon as you've done it right once, then it's gonna be so easy. No matter what, get that first listing first. Do all you can to get it. Once you get it, so for example, I'll share with you my experience. Before I got a listing, I was always thinking, oh, how can I get more listings? How can I get more listings? How can I get more listings? But once I got the first listing, once I become really good at getting listings, so right now, most of the time, my active listing is about 20 active listings. Because once you get one listing, then you can leverage that listing, get more listing. And people are going to call you, you're going to get seller leads on the open house, you're going to get the seller lead when people call in, they have a home to sell, when they want to buy your home. So that's why it's very crucial. You want to do whatever you can to get that first listing. Once you get that first listing, then you get that chip off your shoulder. Then you know you can do it. And also you can leverage that listing to get more listings. So do whatever you can. Try as hard as you can. Doesn't matter how much. You did?
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations. What strategy did you use?
Just tell them that I can sell her home for a little more money.
Okay.
And more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, and also, actually, she signed the contract with another agent.
Okay, what happened?
The tenant still, inside the house.
Okay.
So they cannot sell the home. Then I take it over. Yeah.
Okay, so the seller signed listing with another agent. So
before me. Yeah.
Before you. So after you talk to the seller that you can get them more money, so they canceled the listing with that agent and they signed with you.
Yes.
Okay, great. Awesome. What's the question you have?
Yeah, but the next problem is that this seller cannot speak English, just a little.
Okay.
And then she continued to use me as her translator, to do a lot of things for her.
What they're using you to do?
Okay, the American Tire damaged one bolt of her wheel, the bolt of her car's wheel. And they didn't admit that's their fault. And then I went to the American Tire and to talk with them and to ask the store to pay for that damage. Yeah.
Okay, so this is actually a very important topic. as a realtor, you must manage your time, and you must view your time as very precious. You cannot be a like a, I don't know, housekeeper, whatever, for the client. You cannot. You should not do it. But I know sometimes some of the client, they like to use the realtor as their helper.
Yeah.
You cannot allow that to happen. Okay, there's a couple options, okay? Option one, you can help them, but you try to minimize your time by helping them. So for example, in that situation, instead of you going there, you tell them, hey, why don't you go there? Once you go there, you call me, then I can talk to them on the phone.
Right.
That's one option, okay? Then option two, sometimes it's maybe hard to say it, but if it doesn't work out for you, then you have to draw the line. Because I know there are some people, they just like taking total advantage of the agents. You know, it's like they expect the agent to work for free, for nothing, for everything. So sometimes if it's an extreme case like that, you have to draw the line. You have to have a talk with them to, you know. So that's another option. Third option is, I kept saying this, which leads to us to the next course about hiring, about getting help, about getting assistant. That's very important because most agents are working as a self-employed person. You do not want to do that, because if you're just a self-employed person, you're not gonna grow, and you're gonna waste a lot of your time, and you're gonna be tired all the time. You don't have time for anything. You don't have time for your family. You don't have time for your health. You don't have time for anything. So you want to. So I think most agents need to switch the mindset. You don't want to see yourself as a self-employed person. You want to see yourself as a business owner. How do you become a business owner? Here's the step. First, you increase your skill. For us, it's sales skill, right? Increase the sales skill so that your income increase. Once your income increase to a level, then you can hire helpers, team members, admin person, marketing person. Once you have enough money, then you can hire the helpers. Once you have the helpers, then your business will grow. Once you have helpers, then you start to become a business instead of being a self-employed person. Once it becomes a business, then you yourself can be more efficient in what you do. You can just focus on the most high producing activities. For example, go to listing appointment. So once you do that, then you have more money. Then you're gonna grow more. Then you can get a coach, and when you have a coach, then you can start making even more money, and then you can have a bigger business. So when you hire somebody, let's say if you have staff member, then they can help the client, but still on the phone only, not in person. Because we're in America, it's not like, in other countries, the geographic distance is very short. You can go somewhere like in 5 minutes. In America, if you're gonna go help a client to do something, it's gonna take half a day. You cannot afford to do that. So at some point, you need to make a hard decision. Well, am I willing to waste all my time by keeping this client, or am I willing to cut this client out to save me the time? I tell you for sure, if you know how to manage your time correctly, if you run your business as a business, not as a self-employed person, the second option is better, to cut off that person. Because if you cut off that person, especially when you have a business, you can do much more business. If you cut off that person, you can do 5 times more business than satisfying that one person. I don't know if that answered your question or not.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you for your answers.
Yeah, you cannot. There's just some people, they're like, remember, okay, here's the thing. It's very important. I want to make this clear. There are many people out there, customer out there, they expect you to be a Superman. They expect you to be a God. Why? They want the cheapest, the best, the most time. They want you to do everything. There's no such thing. If you look at all the perfect business, all the biggest business, all the best business out there, nobody can do that. So essentially, we have many realtors. We're killing ourselves by trying to please this unrealistic demand. What I mean by that is that, okay, so I'll give you an example. I sold a home in Rio Belinda a couple months ago. I know this person very well. We're a really good friend. Normally, I do not rebate commission. So I rebate a commission because, you know, it's an easy deal. We just closed the deal. We just saw one. We just look at a home once and we closed. It only took me like 20 days. But after we closed the deal, the buyer was really pissed off because she was saying that it's a husband and wife. The wife was saying that I wasn't answering her phone enough, and my service wasn't good enough. But I told her, I said, hey, you want me to give you the commission, rebate you commission. So here's the thing. That's what the people want. They want you to do everything extra, and give them and pay me half price. And sometimes the agents, they feel bad. Oh, I didn't do a good job. No, it's not that you did not do a good job. It's because the pay is half price pay. If you're getting half price pay, you should only spend half of the time. You should not get half price pay and spend twice or thirds or 5 times the time. You cannot do that. So you need to stand your ground, and you need to understand the worth of your time. I know it takes time, because the only way you can stand your ground is when you have many clients that you can pick from. You can pick the good client and not work with the bad client. Only if you have overflow of your customer, then you can make this decision. If you don't have enough client, if all the client you have is crappy client, then you cannot pick and choose. So the key of this whole thing is that that's what I said before, right? Well, not what I said. It's a common knowledge. If you want to have a good business, you must be good at marketing. You must be good at sales, right? So that's why the reason I'm focusing on TikTok is I'm growing a big client base. When you have a lot of people, a lot of clients, then you can pick and choose. You can pick to work with the people you want to work with. The people that's wasting your time, that's in high demand, they want something that's impossible, then you just cut them off. Michael, did I answer your question?
Yes. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so the way to solve this problem is you want to have overflow of clients, so you can pick and choose. And with the client that's completely irrational, that's completely demand something that's unrealistic, you just cut them off. You do not even want to service them, because just look at it. Look at all the product. Look at all the big companies. Apple, the phone is great, right? But it's very expensive. Do you think Apple is gonna sell you an Apple phone for $100? No, they're gonna sell the Apple phone to you for $1,200, $1,500, because it's good. Because it's good. It's a good product. That's why you want to pay more money, right? Okay, let's say if you say, okay, I want a cheap phone. I don't want to pay $1,200. Okay, you go buy whatever a Samsung phone for $200. It's okay, because the phone is at that, the quality is at that level. That's why you're paying that price. But what a lot of agents are doing is they're trying to please the client so much. They're trying to sell the client an iPhone and they only charge $200. It's impossible, because you're not gonna make money, and you're gonna do it. You're gonna kill yourself, and after you service the client, you actually put in more time and more expenses into it, and you're not even making any money. There's no margin in it. There's no profit. I know you try to help your client, but you gotta eat too, right? Okay, any other questions? Okay, we're good. So almost 11:30. So next session, we're gonna talk about how to. Initially, I was saying how to talk about hiring. Actually, we're gonna make it into a bigger topic. How to change from a self-employed person to a business owner is very important, because if you're just gonna be a self-employed person, you're not gonna grow. Your business will not grow. You will be tired. You will be always overworked. and you will always be, overwhelmed. So instead of operating your business as an individual, as a self-employed person, you want to operate your business as a business owner. Okay, if nothing else, then we're going to finish today's session. And next week, we're going to talk about how to become a business owner and how to grow your business. Okay, see you guys next time.
Recording stopped.